A pleasant afternoon, Doc Heidi and classmates. How are you guys? Okay, well, if that's the case, I hope everyone is doing great and fine for today and so for the rest of our days. But as we are here gathered in our session for today's lesson, let me bring you to our discussion. It is all about salary standardization. And it does not just merely talk about salary standardization itself, because in every report or in every topic, it must consist objectives. So the first one, it is we should determine the principles of salary standardization. Second, we should discuss the processes of salary standardization and discover the considerations of salary standardization. So much for that. I know we are all alien for this salary standardization. What is it, Kaz? What is it all about? So let's define first this one. As you don't know, and it's just new to me as I dig in further research, that salary standardization is also known as Salary Standardization Law of 2019 or Republic Act number 11466. It emphasizes the modification of the salary schedule for civilian government personnel, and it also authorized the grant of additional benefit and other purposes. And the main idea or the highlight of this is that the four tranches, because as we deal with salary, it indicates or involves money. And these four tranches was divided into proportionally by four sectors for 4 years, for 4 consecutive years, for 2024 to 2025, 2026, and 2027. And now, this is called Salary Standardization Law 6. The first one having the duration years from 2020 to 2023 is called Salary Standardization Law 5. It consists emerging or increasing amount of salary based on different grade salary levels. I hope I have instilled or put some inputs about salary standardization. So much for that. Let's go to the principles of salary standardization. What are the principles or the reasons? As mandated, it should provide all government personnel a just and equitable compensation in accordance with the principle of equal pay for work of equal value, ensuring that the state shall, the differences in pay shall be based upon substantive differences in duties, take note, responsibilities, accountabilities, and qualification requirements of the position. Of course, we cannot say that those individuals who has this high educational attainment than the other employees will have the same value or the same amount of you earning at the end of the day, right? So it clearly stated that it shall be based upon substantive differences in terms of duties, the responsibilities, accountabilities, and their qualification requirements. Of course. Second, the compensation for civilian government personnel shall be standardized and rationalized across all government agencies to create an enabling environment that will promote social justice, integrity, efficiency, productivity, accountability, and excellence in civil service. Of course, as it was enacted and a certified Republic Act in the Philippines, it must be from decentralized to centralized government employees in our country. Next, the compensation of all civilian shall generally be competitive with those in the private sector doing comparable work in order to attract, retain, and motivate a corps of competent and dedicated civil servants. Yes, because as what um, corporate and social responsibility instilled in me by Mr. Abanto, that government or the private companies rather has this strategies of making or establishing awards or recognitions for most outstanding employees of the month. And so our government, it also involves this at this moment so that it will attract more employees to be in that specific department or sector of our government, and so can motivate and dedicate them to do their job as public servants. Also, a performance-based incentive scheme which integrates personnel and organizational performance shall be established to reward exemplary civil servants in performing organizations. These well-performing organizations, I can say that it defines or talks about those municipalities or those offices which receives SGLG or Seal of Good and Local Governance. It is connected with letter C. And the last one, the compensation scheme shall take into consideration the financial capability of the government, of course, and shall give due regard to the efficient allocation of funds for personal services, which shall be maintained at a realistic level of proportion to the overall expenditure of the government. Of course, it should be divided equally, proportionally, and to the level of being realistic, because we cannot say that this act is effective if we will not meet the standard or the prescribed amount of salary standardization for different levels of the grade salaries. And I think that concludes my topic. I will now give the floor to the next reporter. Give your insights and ideas about the processes of salary standardization. Go, Sev!
Thank you, reporter. Now let's proceed to processes of salary standardization. So here are the four system of compensation of the salary of salary standardization. So first is basic salaries including step increment. So step increment is the increase in salary from step to step within the salary grade of a position. So the grant of step increment to government personnel based on their length of service. So next is standards, allowance, and benefits. So some of the most notable mandatory benefits include the 13-month pay, holiday pay, and contributions to the Social Security System (SSS) and the Philippines Health Insurance Corporation or PhilHealth. So the 13-month pay is one of the most well-known mandatory benefits in the Philippines. So next is specific purpose allowance and benefits. So salary standardization law has been created which primarily aims to upgrade the standard of living of government employees, and that includes the public school, teachers, and other private establishments who are the beneficiaries of this salary standardization law. So next is incentives. So an incentive is something that motivate or encourage someone to take specific actions or to avoid actions. So it refers to an external influence like the expectations of a reward which prompts an individual to take an action. So next slide please. So now let's proceed to the salary schedule including step increment. So it represents monthly remuneration for regular or contractual personnel, whether appointed or elective and on full-time employment. So it is the total compensation received by an employee, including base salary, bonuses, commission payments, overtime pay, and any other monetary benefits that the employee receives. So for those part-time, so the basis should be proportionate to the actual service rendered. So it depends to the corresponding service na ginahatag sa employee, and that is the moment for their salary schedule. Kung kano sa sila nagtrabaho, then bayaran din sila sa ilang sweldo at that moment of time. So next is and casual personnel shall be paid daily rate, which computed by dividing to the monthly salary into 22 working days. So when we say casual personnel shall be paid daily to the monthly salary rate, which is your 22 working days, so which is divided into your monthly salary rate. So those are part of the salary schedule, including the step increment. So this would end my part of the topic. So thank you.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Kimberly A. Atilio, and I am here to present to you a report on the process of salary standardization. So this report aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the mid-year bonus and year-end bonus program on awards band, incentives for service excellence, compensation adjustment for personnel of local government units, which are very important components of our organization compensation system. So first is mid-year bonus. So it should be equivalent to 1 month basic salary as of May 15 of a given year. So the mid-year bonus is an additional payment given to employees. So it is calculated based on the employee's basic salary as of May 15 of a given year. So the amount of the mid-year bonus is equivalent to 1 month worth of employee's basic salary. So for example, if an employee's basic salary as of May 15 is 8,000, so therefore their mid-year bonus would also be a 8,000. Next is granted to those who have rendered at least 4 months of satisfactory service and are still in the service as of the same date. So eligibility for mid-year bonus, so dapat the mid-year bonus is granted to employees who meet specific criteria. So to be eligible, an employee must have rendered at least 4 months of satisfactory service. So the employee must still be employed and in active service as of the same date, May 15. So this means that employees who have worked for less than 4 months or have left the company before May 15 would not be eligible for the mid-year bonus. So last is the year-end bonus. So 1 month salary and cash gift of 5,000 will comment every November of the said year. So year-end bonus is another form of additional payment given to employees. It is granted every November of the year. So the year-end bonus consists of 1 month worth of the employee's salary in addition to cash gift of 5,000. So for example, if an employee's monthly salary is 8,000, so their year-end bonus would be 8,000 plus the cash gift of 5,000, making it a total of 13,000. So next is program on awards and incentives for service excellence or praise. So monetary and non-monetary rewards for recognition of personnel under the praise shall be issued by the CSC in consultation with the DBM. So the programs on awards and incentives for service excellence or praise is a program that aims to recognize and reward personnel for their outstanding performance and contributions in their workplace. So the reward given under praise can be both monetary and non-monetary. So when it comes to issuing these rewards, the Civil Service Commission or the CSC is responsible for overseeing the program. They work in consultation with the Department of Budget and Management or the DBM to determine the nature and values of the rewards. So the involvement of both the CSE and BBM ensures that the rewards provided under PRAISE are fair, consistent, and aligned with government regulations and policies. So this collaboration helps in maintaining transparency and accountability in the distribution of awards and incentives to deserving personnel. So last is the compensation adjustment for personnel of local government units or LGUs. So first, authorized salaries shall correspond to the LGU's income classification and shall not exceed to the percentage of salary schedule. So this means that the salaries of personnel working of local government units or LGUs are determined based on the income classification of the LGU. So the income classification is a categorization of LGUs based on their revenue and financial capacity. So the authorized salaries of LGU personnel should align with the income classification of their respective LGU. So the salaries should not exceed a certain percentage of the salary schedule, which is predetermined scale or range of salaries set for different position. So next is the basic pay of barangay personnel shall be in the form of honoraria. So they may be given year-end bonus based on their monthly honoraria as of October 31 of the year and a cash gift of 5,000 pesos. So barangay personnel who are individual working at the local community level receive their basic pay in the form of honoraria. So honoraria are payments made for service rendered. So to their honoraria, barangay personnel may be eligible for the year-end bonus. So year-end bonus is calculated based on their monthly honoraria as of October 31 of the year. So the year-end bonus of barangay personnel may also receive a cash gift of 5,000 pesos. So lastly is in case of partial implementation of the authorized compensation rates, the same shall be at a uniform percentage across all positions of every LGU. So if there is a situation where the authorized compensation rates cannot be fully implemented for all positions within an LGU, a partial implementation may occur. Such cases, the reduction or adjustment in compensation rate will be applied uniformly across all positions within the LGU. This ensures fairness and consistency in the implementation of compensation adjustment, even if they cannot be fully implemented as initially authorized. So this report has provided an overview of process of salary standardization, focusing on key components such as mid-year bonus, year-end bonus, program on awards and incentives for service excellence or praise, and compensation adjustment for personnel and local government units or LGUs. So these processes of salary standardization play a very important role in ensuring fair and equitable compensation for employees. So recognizing their contributions and motivating them to excel in their role. So thank you for your attention, and this will be the end of my report, and God bless.
Good day everyone, I am Jerlyn Cabales Bangkas, and my topic is all about considerations of salary standardization. Coverage. It shall apply to all civilian government personnel in the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, constitutional commissions, and other constitutional offices, government-owned or controlled corporate not covered by Republic Act No. 10149 and local government units. So, sa salary standardization nga law, dapat i-apply siya sa mga employees sa government nga naa sa executive, legislative, sa judicial branches, sa constitutional commission, ug mga other constitutional offices. So next is it shall also cover government personnel, whether regular, contractual or casual, appointive or elective, and full-time or part-time basis. So, ang regular employees kabalo na majud kung unsa na, di ba? It is very known man pod. Next is contractual. Ang contractual mo ni sila ang mga nagtrabaho nga na ay kontrata. For example, nagtrabaho ko and then ang tagal sa ako ang motrabaho na is for 6 months lang. Or 6 months or 1 year or 3 years. So after na ko makonsume na nga panahon, mag-renew na pod ko. Murag kani nga ko ang trabaho is murag kasagaran known siya as a GO na guro. Kay mga GO diha mo kontrata man. Wala akong naibalan. I'm not sure if I'm right actually. So next is casual. So kani mga casual employees kay for example na ay isa ka regular employees nga on leave and then dili pwede nga walay mo puli aton sa iyahang ginatrabaho kay ang iyahang ginatrabaho is very importante tapos dili pwede nga kanang walay mo puli. So ang mupuli ana is mo ang casual employees. Ma-include po diya ang mga full-time, mga part-time ng mga employees. Makover po ana nga law. Sa salary standardization nga law, dili tanan nga nagtrabaho sa gobyerno, dili tanan employees nga nagtrabaho sa gobyerno, appeal ana or applyan ana niya nga law. Napoy uban nga way appeal. So number 1 is the military and uniformed personnel. Next is the GOOC under Republic Act number 10149. Tapos third is the individuals whose services and engage through job orders, contract of service, consultancy, or service contracts with no employer-employees relationship. Muna sila tulo ang walay appeal ana niya nga law. Dapat dili siya apilon og cover ana niya nga law. Position classification system. Number 1, sub-professional category. Number 2, professional category. Number 3, exclusive category. So sa gobyerno kanang kailangan gid siya nga i-classify ang mga position sa mga employees kay para ma-allocate nato kung unsa ang mga responsibilities and duties nga dapat nilang gampanan as a employee. And di pod siya mawala sa gobyerno nga kana ganing nagahatag sila benefits sa mga employees like SSS pag-ibig. So inigsoldo ana nila, kuhaan nila ang dapat bayaran sa usa ka employees dito sa sweldo nga ilang ihatag. So dili na sila malisdan inigkuan nila kaltas gani nila kay gi-classify naman nila by position kay kung ibay name nila lisod kayo kay dagan kay employees. So ibay position nila dali ra kayo kay depende man sa position dali ra kayo ang kanang process gani nga mahitabo pag ilan ang buhaton. And that's all po. Thank you.
Such a wit, Miss Bangkas. Thank you for that. And to conclude, this act or the Act of Salary Standardization Law of 2019 was signed by these personals. Alan Peter S. Cayetano as Speaker of the House of Representatives, Vicente C. Soto III, the President of the Senate, Jose Luis J. Montales, Secretary General, House of Representatives, Mayra Marie D. Villarica, the Secretary of Senate, and of course, our President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Here are the reporters. Yours truly as the first one, followed by Mr. Abellona and Mr. Atilio, down to Miss Bangkas. That's all. Thank you, Earthlings.